Now, I think most of us out there enjoy playing poker in our free time, or at least I do. I've actually been playing poker for over 15 years, and one of the apps I'm always using is Ignition Poker. I've been playing poker on here for around 7 years, and it's awesome because it allows you to play both free and real money games. You can also really customize things when you're playing on here as well, but it's a great app for beginners, or if you're an experienced player, they've got a lot of mid-stake and high-stake games you could play in as well. I'm actually going to pull up a recent session that I played in at the 500 no limit stakes. And yes, this was a real money session where I got a nice winner. Of course, if you guys would like to learn more about using the Ignition Poker app, there will be some bonus links you can check out directly below in the description. Don't forget to tap that like, and let's get into some of these hands. All right, in this spot, we had pocket queens. Pretty, dry board. I mean, if nobody's got a 10 here, what do they have, right? So I felt like checking this to the turn. Turn card put a 6 out there, so, had to put some kind of bet in right now, hoping somebody might call me with a pair of 6s or 7s, or, maybe a hand like, 8-7 where they've got to draw for like a 9 or a straight or something like that. So that's what I did here. So I put in a bet. Felt like my hand looked pretty disguised too, and, my gut was telling me nobody had a 10 here, right? So now I'm going to keep it small, nothing too big. I think about like $15 here. All right, and I think player 3 is going to make the call. I'm pretty sure the river card was a safe one. We had another low card come in. Okay, so that was basically the perfect river card for us, and I decided to bet, I think it was like $25, which, it's small enough that he'll consider making this call, if he's got a pair, and I don't blame him. Really anything right there, a pair of 7s or 6s, why not make the call? I could have anything, right? I could have a couple overcards for all he knows. So, we got a little bit of money off that hand, nothing big, and that's the way that one played out. So it is what it is. All right, next I went an ace-10, and not really the greatest board. I think we had 2 other players, but okay, really dry 8-4-4. You got a flush draw out there, which, you never know. Somebody could have the draw here. Okay, pretty easy fold. I mean, I could have made a call there, but I'm glad I didn't because I saw that guy called. Now, the flush got there, and it wouldn't surprise me if somebody did have a flush right here. Really, player 2. Player 2 having something here makes sense. He's going to make the call. River card, I believe, was... Okay, so he actually min-raised it. Yeah, river card, I think, was kind of a blank. And it was. Now, player 3 got stubborn with his hand here, and I don't know, did he river bet here? I think he might have. Actually, not a bad bet from him because, obviously a flush gets counterfeited right there with that board. But whatever. The flush ended up winning, and player 3 tried to bluff himself out of that hand. It didn't work out, but I think it was actually a pretty good bluff when I look back at it right now. It wasn't a bad play. Okay, so this was kind of the hand that made the session. And King Queen, especially when it's offsuit, it's such a tricky hand to play, If you're dealing with, 4 bets, you're probably just going to fold it. But if you're dealing with like a 3-bet, you could still make a call with it. You just got to be a little bit more on the defensive side. You don't want to be like on the offensive side with it with some 3-bets. So, we are going to see a flop with it, and it was a good one. And there were really only a couple hands we could be losing to in this spot. But I played this hand pretty cautious. And I think player 3 making the call, because he was playing pretty loose at this point, I think after losing that hand, was fine. So we got a king 8, king, beautiful flop. We're really only, losing to ace king, which is possible. You've also got pocket eights, which would be sick. Queen on the turn would be amazing, right? That's what we're thinking about here. Like, where's that queen? Anyways, we got a bet here. I'm going to make the call. It's always nice when, you get this kind of flop and you got one guy betting, one guy calling. Anyways, turn card was a 5, put a flush out there. Once again, I mean, we're not losing to a whole lot here. Ace, king, really, and, pocket eights, pocket fives. But still, playing this cautiously because we are seeing some aggression still, which kind of you don't like to see too much, I guess, because it makes you think, right? But clearly, we're not going anywhere. I'd argue in this spot, if anybody just shoved all in, I'd probably still make the call. All right, so the pot's pretty up there. What do we got? Like almost $300. It's building. All right, $130. Like I said, I am not going anywhere. At this point, I had a couple options. I decided just to call. River card was a 7, which was a really good card. So, not a lot of hands we're losing to here. But I still played more defensive because you just don't know sometimes. And in this spot, I just decided to check it. Plus, you got to figure the pot's already got $500 in it, so either way. Now, I will say, if this guy would have just shoved here, like I said, it'd be impossible for me to get away from this hand. If he's got ace king, we're dead, right? Pocket eights again. But really just targeting like the ace king, that I could definitely see it because you got to remember there was a 3-bet pre-flop here. Anyways, ended up checking it. We ended up winning it with king queen, and I think the way I played that hand was fine, right? That was kind of the hand that made the session. Next hand, we had an ace suited combo. I always say I'll play any ace suited. It doesn't really matter what it is, right? Ace 2, ace 6, ace 5 is always a good one because it flops really well for straights, but you guys kind of get the idea. And this was a tricky one. This was another tricky spot, and you're going to see why. These type of hands can make a lot of money as well. Okay, so we are looking at possible runner flush cards here for the nut flush, and then you've got, king on the turn would give us a straight. So 2 players in here, not going anywhere with any bets. I'm definitely making the call to see a turn card, and I'll tell you what, the turn card was pretty good. All right, so that gave us the nut flush draw to go with these straight draws. So impossible to fold here. Making the call, no reason to raise, especially with another guy behind here. We really don't know what this guy has. And unfortunately, we missed it, of course, right? 9 on the river, so the king is good and doesn't make sense to bluff here. Anybody could have this with the king. 2 other players, and, just does not make any sense to bluff. Okay, hope you guys enjoyed another one, though. I mean, those are really the hands, but, you know, if you get anything out of this, like I said, definitely start reviewing your sessions. I think it's something you can really benefit from. They've got the hand replayer here in Ignition. Like I said, if you guys are looking for some great poker sites, resources, bonuses, or want to get on our newsletter, we'll have those links below in the description. Hope you enjoyed another one, and we'll see you all in the next poker video.